guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews. In association with NerdAddiction.com. Be sure to check out Marvel Addicts on Facebook. Hello YouTube, UltraMaximus back with another Top 10 video for 2018. Now, this year's been a great year for Marvel Legends, and there's been a lot of great figures. There, of course, have been a lot of really cool Build-A-Figures, but a lot of surprising, fun figures out there as well. Now, this is not a list of the hardest to find figures or the best-selling figures or most popular figures, but my personal favorites. So let's go ahead and see what made the top 10. My number 10 pick is going to go to the Patch Wolverine with motorcycle. Now, this is really cool because we get Wolverine with the patch, and I like that because hopefully we're going to get the Tuxedo Wolverine with this head, or at least a figure with a tuxedo, or it makes at least a good custom. And it really makes me hope that we're going to eventually get the Tuxedo Wolverine with the eye patch and a new Joe Fixit figure. But the thing that really makes me love this figure is not the actual figure itself, but the motorcycle. It was surprisingly cool, and it's all about the saddlebags for me. Being a Harley rider myself, I was very impressed with the saddlebags. They are functional, the detail, the feel, the way they hang on the motorcycle. I mean, it really just makes this a great motorcycle accessory, and why I really, really loved this figure set. And that's why it's number 10 on my list. My number 9 pick's going to go to the X-Force or Rob Liefeld style Cable. This was always my favorite interpretation of Cable in the comics and on the X-Men cartoon series. While the ultimate version of Cable that we'd gotten previously was admittedly cool, it was just not what this figure is, and this is what I think of when I think of Cable. I mean, it looks like it came straight off of the comics pages, and he's got a lot of big guns. And, well, that just screams Cable to me, and that's why he's number 9. My number 8 spot's going to go to Spider-Man Noir. Even though this figure is really nothing more than a bunch of rehashed parts put together, I really like it. I mean, who wouldn't like it? It's a Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse, an Elseworlds version of Spider-Man in leather and a trench coat. Potent guns! The only two real complaints I have about the figure is he's got the fake sci-fi blasters when he should have old school 20s pistols, and he doesn't have the black fedora. Sometimes I see him with it, but most of the time I don't, so I understand why they did it, but that's the only piece that's missing on this, and it would have made it a perfect Legends figure and would have probably ranked a lot higher on my list than it currently does. But, you know, that being said, it's still really cool, and I do dig him. It was kind of a surprise figure, as it was kind of hard to find, but thankfully I did come across one at a local Walmart, and I'm glad I picked him up because I haven't seen it on the shelf since, and I know this is a fan favorite among collectors, and that's why he's number 8. My number 7 pick is going to go to Spider-Punk. Now, this is a figure I really didn't expect to like at all until I picked up a Spider-Geddon comic and really fell in love with the character. The storyline of this character from one of the multitude of Spider-Verses was really fun. It really engaged me in the old school type of comics, which I really do dig, combined with the fact this is really, really well detailed. I was surprised at how well the guitar was detailed. I love the silver eyes, the spike mohawk, the denim jacket, and of course, the sneakers, and that's why he's number 7. Number 6 is going to go to the Build-A-Figure Monster Venom. Now, this was a figure I really wanted to put together just because I love a good symbiote. And a big shout out to Comic Book University for getting the final figure that I needed to complete this guy. And I gotta say, it was definitely a fun build. Overall, I think this is a great figure, but I do have to say, the hips on the figure, I'm not really sure about. The plastic doesn't seem anywhere near as strong as the legs on the figure, and I'm afraid it could really just snap, and that's why it's kind of mid-level on the list. Everything else about the figure is amazing. The color, the sheen, the detail, the sculpt, I mean, it is a great figure. If you are a Venom fan, this is definitely one to get. I really want to get the Play Arts Venom figure, and this really kind of holds that spot for me as it really kind of resembles that look and the color and the paint. Just a little bit more monsterish, and that's okay because I love Venom big, bad, and nasty, and that's why he's number 6. Number 5 is going to go to the Walgreens exclusive Magic figure. Now, this was a figure I didn't think I was really going to care for. I saw that it was coming out, and I was just like, meh, whatever. After all, it was really just a repaint of a San Diego Comic-Con set that I didn't get and really didn't care that much for, but once I picked the figure up in the store, I fell in love with it. I mean, she comes with a lot of accessories, which is cool. I love how the Soul Sword is yellow instead of blue. It just looks a lot better with the black and yellow paint scheme. I just think that looks really, really neat. And the sculpt is gorgeous, and the paint on the face and the makeup, I mean, it's perfect. Add that with the leather and the silver buckles. I mean, there's no way you can't put this in the top 5, and that's why she's here. My number 4 pick is going to go to another Walgreens exclusive. It's The Thing. I definitely knew I wanted this figure when it was going to come out. Still got to get a Mr. Fantastic, but this thing is a really cool thing. Can I say thing one more time? But I just have to say, this is definitely a Build-A-Figure in one piece. It's big, it's heavy. I like the alternate hands. It's got another head sculpt to it. There's really nothing bad about this figure. The only gripe I've got with the figure is that the hands can kind of look like he's wearing long sleeve t-shirts depending on what pose it's in. But overall, I mean, it's posable, it looks good, and it's solid. And that's why it's number 4. My number 3 pick's going to another Build-A-Figure. It's Man-Thing. Now, I want to thank my good buddy Sean for providing this figure to me. He gave me a great deal on it, and I really didn't want to collect any of the other figures to get it. And, I mean, this looks good. I love the sculpt. I love the rubber bits hanging off of him. I've always liked Man-Thing. I always thought it was an interesting character, and I've always liked Swamp Thing, and they're very, very similar. Now, this figure poses really well. It's very opposing up on the shelf. The only thing that's missing, really, are some flame effects, which we have a lot of. And, you know, that's a minor gripe. I mean, this is beautifully painted, wonderfully sculpted, and just really cool. It really makes me want to complete the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure to see how similar of a figure it is. It looks like they use similar parts and a lot. Some people say they do, some people say they don't. If they do, I mean, good. It's a good figure, and it needs to be retooled and used again. It's just a great mold, and I mean, it's just all-around fun, and that's why it's number 3. My number 2 pick has got to go to the Iron Spider from Infinity War. Now, I think they just nailed the character, the look. I love the gold and the red. The posability on this figure is great. The pose that I've got him in here is what he sits up on the shelf with. The only thing it was missing were the mechanical arms to clip onto the back. I don't know why they didn't do that. That would have been so cool, but this thing just gets into some really great spider-type poses. And again, the color and the paint and that gold and the black just really pop and looks good on any Marvel shelf, and that's why he's number 2. And my number 1 pick has got to go to the Walmart exclusive Thanos figure. Now, while I really did like the Avengers Infinity War, I hated the look of Thanos and really hated the Build-A-Figure. I was really happy that Walmart reissued this figure in a new paint scheme. This, of course, is an older version of the comic Build-A-Figure, but it is probably my favorite sculpt thus far of Thanos, and I gotta say, the paint on this is gorgeous. That cobalt blue is just absolutely beautiful. I love the gauntlet, the gold color that they got going on there, the silver paint highlights, the color of his skin, the jewels, everything on this just screams comic book, and it is beautiful. And that's why he's number 1. So there it is, my top 10 Marvel Legends figures for 2018. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. What were your favorite figures? Jump over to my Facebook page and add a video or pictures. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you had a great 2018 and good luck hunting in 2019. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.